Hello, comrades! Welcome back to Workers and Resources, Soviet Republic. My name, of course, is Open Potato. This is Mineski. At the end of the last episode, there was indeed a fatal fire, unfortunately, in the Mineski iron mine. Yet again, a fire broke out, and unfortunately, it meant that we tried to extinguish it, but it didn't really work out. We built a 300,000 ruble tunnel and a 20,000 ruble bridge. That's why we have no money. But yeah, this is Mineski. Anyway, welcome back to Workers and Resources Soviet Republic, folks. I think just before we get started, first of all, thanks again to everyone who watched the end of the video and got the code word and posted the code word down in the comments. I agree with all of you, comrades. We must remember in Mineski. What was this? This was 1987. Monument of Service, 1987. I feel like we should rename this. Rename this Monument of Service. Hold up. Not that one. Don't rename that one, please. Excuse me? Why am I not able to... Okay, there we go. Okay, yeah, let's rename this the Monument of Service 1987. Brilliant. All right, fantastic. So I just thought we'd do that little admin bit before we got cracking with the episode. Whilst we're on the topic of admin, thank you very much to everyone who has recently become a supporter over on Patreon. It's really, really great. I'm really grateful to each and every one of you. So thank you very much for your continued support over there. The brand new Patreon exclusive series is now over on Patreon. You can have a little look at it. We're playing a little bit of Project Hospital, but that's kind of by the by. I just thought I'd mention thank you to everyone before we jump properly into this episode. Right, so whilst I was chatting away innately over there, we've popped across to Industry Grad. Now, things are great in Industry Grad. Things are really good. Apart from the fact that there is, the occasional iron problem. Now. There was a suggestion in the comments, and I really liked it. Rather than faffing around with waypoints, I just make it so that there is only ever one train, right? There is only ever one train that unloads fully. The other trains just continue around the circuit. They pop into the steel mill in order to unload their goods, but there's only one train, or maybe, two trains, that actually wait until they are fully unloaded. There's 5 trains on this line, I believe. I think there's 5 trains on this iron line. Maybe there's not 5 trains on this iron line. Maybe there's... Yeah, okay, so there's 3 trains that now wait and unload fully, I believe. And then there's 2 trains that now do not. They just immediately head on out of there. Okay, let's get you to... You're heading back as well. Okay, brilliant. So that is always going to mean, at least I think it should hopefully always mean, that there's going to be space for coal trains to pop up into the steel mill and unload their stuff. Anyway, in other news, things are going really well in the steel mill. I mean, look at this. 330 tons of steel actually in the small open storage, as well as a huge amount of steel that is actually stored on the site of the steel mill itself. I mean, this is good. This is very good. The one thing that we do need to do is we do need to assign some more loading. So we need to get the train all loaded up now that we've got an appropriate amount of steel in the small open storage. So that's kind of cool. We will get these little forklifts engaged in that activity, which is grand, and we should be able to restart deliveries of steel down to Shipsky. I don't actually know if there is still here. Still steel here. Yeah, there's actually still plenty of steel over there. No issues with that whatsoever. Of course, we're able to manufacture the boat, which is very nice. Also, I said I was going to take out a bridging loan. I didn't take out a bridging loan, but it looks like some money turned up under the couch anyway. So yeah, yikes. That was a bit of a whoopsie. I should have absolutely done that. I unpaused prematurely, but that's okay. It's not the first time it's happened. Probably won't be the last. Right, so if steel is all here, do you know what that means? That's right. That is absolutely right. It means that the massive, absolutely huge, absolutely gargantuan twin reactor nuclear power plant is actually legitimately finished. How crazy is that? It's brilliant. It's absolutely fantastic. I'm delighted that it's finally done. So I think over the course of this episode, we are going to try our very best to make sure that everything is updated to the brand new specifications, the brand new power grid, the brand new power infrastructure. Boy, oh boy, oh boy, it's quite incredible. However, before that sort of fully gets underway, we need to make absolutely certain that we're able to produce enough nuclear fuel to keep it powered. I think at the moment we are able to produce enough nuclear fuel. I think that's the case. We've got 2 of these nuclear fuel fabrication plants, which are tied into a conversion plant, a single conversion plant, and that's tied into a single uranium processing plant. And, I mean, look at this. The amount of UF6 that we've got just chilling in containers outside is huge. And the amount of chemicals that we've got as well is fairly substantial. So I think that we're going to be able to... supply this this nuclear reactor. I haven't forgotten. We need to build the cooling towers. We need to indeed build the cooling towers. Stop using rubles for that. We need to build the cooling towers, and so that is what we are going to do as a first port of call today, or at least I should say we're going to zone them because they can get pretty darned expensive. Now, where's the outputs? We got outputs over at this side too. I mean, yeah, we don't necessarily need to stick the cooling towers right next to the nuclear fuel plant. The nuclear fuel plant? Yeah, sure. The nuclear fuel plant. I guess it is technically a nuclear fuel plant. The nuclear reactor plant is, I guess, the technical terminology. Yeah, so if we do something like that, we'll get one out here. Get one out here. And then the other one, I think we should just try and squeeze in over yonder, actually. Yeah. That would be pretty darned ideal, because we'll probably be able to squeeze in the cable around the corner here, and we're almost certainly definitely going to be able to access the gravel roads. I might need to fund these gravel roads by myself, because might be slightly out with construction range. In fact, this entire project might be slightly out with construction range. However, I'm going to bank on the fact that it's not slightly out with construction range, and I'm going to hope that I'm going to be able to build it using the copious amount of construction offices that I actually have. Right, so squeeze this around here, and across there. Yeah, that's actually pretty darn perfect. Alright, let's get that built, and let's see if any construction offices get automatically zoned to the road. Doesn't look like it. Does look like it. That's good. Okay, wonderful. So that happens. That works. That also works. That's brilliant. Okay, so as long as these roads are going to get built, then I'm fairly happy. In other news, we need to make sure that we build up appropriate pipe connections. That's really rather important. Let's make sure it's nice and tight. There we go. Building is in the way. However, we're going to elevate and then de-elevate. De-elevate? De-elevate? Not entirely convinced that that's a word. I feel like I might have just created a word there. De-elevate? No, I can't have created that word. That seems like a fairly normal word the more that I say it. Although in fairness, the more you say any word, right, the more it starts to just, you know, lose all of its meaning and just become a mash of nothingness. Okay, too sharp of a turn. There is definitely going to be a way to make this corner happen here. I'm just convinced. It's just about how far can we actually get it. I mean, we can always go round over the tracks, but I'd rather not. There's no like real financial incentive to not do it, other than the fact that it costs slightly less steel to go direct, because it is a primarily steel-based and mechanical component-based construction project. This actually overlaps with some other infrastructure. It's fine. Okay, look, you know what? It looks a little technical, but I think it'll work out just fine as is. Tell you what I'm also going to do. I'm actually going to get this road upgraded, that road upgraded, and that road upgraded, and that road upgraded. Maybe even further than it should be upgraded at the moment. But, you know, I just want to make sure that it doesn't look like a totally garbage, unmaintained bit of infrastructure. Yeah, okay, so that's a lot better. That's a lot better. As you can see, we are having power supply issues. We are having power supply issues. That is no good. That is absolutely no good. This is exactly why I'm so ready. I'm so ready to start converting my my coal-based power economy over to a nuclear-based power economy. Right. Next thing on the list is to set up a system of movement of nuclear fuel. A nuclear fuel movement. That's right. So, in the first instance, we're going to go here. We're going to not wait until loaded. That's not necessarily what we need to do. And then after that, we're going to go right over to the nuclear reactor. We're going to wait until unloaded there. Then we're going to go back to this fabrication plant. And then we're going to go back to the nuclear reactor. So basically, and we're going to wait until unloaded there. So basically, what this is going to do, in fact, I should load up to 69%, I think, is the optimum value there. Don't quote me on that, though. So basically, these two nuclear fuel fabrication plants, these are going to be the two plants that end up supplying the reactor. So these two, one of which is built, one of which is unbuilt at the moment, these two are going to be working primarily on exports. Why have I chosen these two? Because these two are operational at the moment. I could have chosen these two. These two fuel fabrication plants are slightly closer to the reactor. However, I want to make sure that we get power up and running literally as soon as possible, because I've just about had enough of a terrible power network that is mostly coal's fault and also my fault. There's plenty of blame that can be attributed to me. Also, something I said that I was going to do in the last episode, but I just didn't, is build a bridge over these tracks here. This is, I mean, a bit of a congested area, and is in fact a little bit of a problem. Also, financially, I'm going to need to take out another loan. I'm going to take out another loan at a rate of 4.5%. It's going to be 2 million rubles, and it's going to be for 5 years. You know, I'd rather just be safe than sorry, to be honest. Yeah, I mean, we can always pay this off at some point in the near future when we've got a little bit more cash. But for now, you know what? Let's just leave it like that. I'm not too displeased with that. We're probably about to launch this boat at some point very, very shortly, so that is going to be good. The Frida is working hard at moving resources around here. Yes, we are unloading chemicals. No. No. Ah, I see what the issue is. Here. So we've the Volgobalt. The Volgobalt is. It needs to have. It's not. Yeah, we've not assigned the Volgobalt's role to the Frida. Unfortunately, not yet. Anyway, so go here. Yeah, go there. In fact, go back to Shipsky just for a second so we can unload the chemicals. The Volgobalt, I mean, this is just a bit of a disaster, isn't it? So you're going to go to Koby. Can you go to Shipsky, please? I need you to go to Shipsky, and I need you to unload those chemicals, my dude. That's very important. Just like you need to go to Shipsky, and you need to unload the chemicals too, because we need the chemicals over here. We need the chemicals to be moved up to our nuclear area, like, really, really quickly, please. We have 0 chemicals over here. And you've got 104 tons of mechanical component. I have absolutely no idea what we're supposed to do with this. We can't even store mechanical components. There we go. Okay, unload mechanical components as well. And let's untick wait until loaded, but we'll wait until unloaded there. Alright, that's not a perfect setup. It will require a little bit of tweaking, but we'll leave it just as is for now. We'll leave it just as is for now. Right, you need to go to Shipsky Cargo Harbor in order to unload your chemicals. We're not doing this, folks. I'm telling you, we need to unload the chemicals right now. We need to unload the chemicals right now. Have you got prefab panels? You got prefab panels on board. Got a lot of steel that's waiting to be picked up. We got a lot of resources that are waiting to be picked up. So we need to get these resources across to Koby pretty much as soon as possible, and then we're going to retire the Volgobalt from doing Koby supply runs. Yeah, don't really intend that to be a main theme of this episode, but, I mean, we need to get a few bits and bobs fixed up with that, just to make sure that it all works as well as it should. Why are we not managing to move mechanical components in any meaningful quantity? Why are we not managing to move mechanical components in any meaningful quantity? Right, can I just make sure that we've got a couple of construction projects linked up? There we go. Right, so if we have a little look at this construction office, there we go. We're now able to move mechanical components. Brilliant. It was that simple. All we needed to do was manually assign a construction office, and that helps out a heck of a lot. Brilliant. Okay, we probably want to get a couple of trucks upgraded at some point, so we've got some brand new Maz trucks, which are, I mean, absolutely huge, and they carry so many resources, which is absolutely wonderful. 55 tons of mechanical components over there. Are we able to move the mechanical components into here? We've actually got full storage of mechanical components, which is less than ideal, but that's okay. So load, storage percent. If storage percent is above 90 on all of these things, then we will load up. And then we will... Oh, I don't even know where we're gonna unload. In fact, you know, cancel that. That's just a problem that's waiting to happen. You know what? Let's not worry about exporting resources at the moment. Let's worry about turning them into stuff that is actually going to give us a whole bunch of money. Because we don't seem to have enough mechanical components just floating around in general. But then we've got too many over here. We've got too many at the mechanical component factory. Just far too many. So that is a bit of a gripe. That is a bit of a gripe, and I'm a little bit unhappy with how that's working out. Also, a good couple of comments with regards to this fire station over here. So it turns out this fire station doesn't reach all the way down into Bridgegrad. However, you may indeed be forgetting that we do indeed have a fire station over at Docksky. Now, at the moment, it doesn't run quite perfectly, but part of that may well be the fact that this is just a garbage dirt road, and also this garbage dirt road doesn't really go where it should. It should probably connect up, like, over here. We connect this up. If we connect that up, then, yeah, so as suspected, that pretty much covers the rest of Bridgegrad. So we are able to indirectly cover Bridgegrad with 2 fire stations. So that's kind of what I intended to do, or I should have explained that over the course of the last episode. But yeah, the reason, by the way, why I'm quite keen to use close fire stations as opposed to building a fire station in the middle of Bridgegrad is because if I was to build a fire station in the middle of Bridgegrad, then in order to supply it with people, I would need to run a passenger service along this line. And if I run a passenger service along this line, then there is an added complication with regards to the fact that I need to reintegrate the industry line and the passenger line. And that's not really something that I'm hugely keen to do. So therefore I thought, hey, I'm going to see if I can try and just connect up, you know, a simple route with buses. People aren't going to despawn between Potatograd and the fire station right at the end of the tunnel here, and also we can supply people to this fire station via the train station right over here. So there was actually a little bit of method to the madness, but there you go. Okay, we are loading up with resources. Let's go and unload. Let's go to Koby right now, please. Thank you very much. As quick as you'd like. Brilliant. Okay, and in double time speed as well. Get these chemicals unloaded as quickly as we possibly can. We've got 105 tons out of 195 tons. We've got 84 tons on the Frida and 92 tons of plastic. So that's going to be probably too much, actually. Wait until unloaded. Cool. I'm not going to leave that on wait until unloaded, but it will be left on wait until unloaded for now. And then let's also get this train just to shoot back down, please. In fact, this is an electric train, so therefore I don't necessarily need to leave it on wait until all unloaded. I think that's totally fine. Also, we need to open up this to chemicals. Yeah, cool. Okay, so we can now drop off plastics, chemicals, mechanical components, any technical stuff that we bring across from Chemgrad, we can now drop off. Okay. Unload. Yep. Alright, cool. Alright, just making sure that absolutely everything is operational before we progress on with the nuclear stuff. You should come down here, into here, just like that. Brilliant. Alright. That is great to see. That is absolutely wonderful to see. We are having serious power issues. Serious power issues on this track, actually. And we are able to unload the last of the Frida, which is wonderful. There we go. And yeah, I think we just roundabout. Yeah, I think we just do that. Okay. It's not perfect. Again, as long as we get some resources across to Koby, that's all that I'm really bothered about. One or two shiploads should actually be totally adequate, in fact. So there we go. All right, making wonderful progress on this dirt road. Pretty much finished this dirt road as well, actually. Nuclear Grad Construction Office. Kind of anticipated being within range of the rest. I mean, it's like, oh, it's micrometers away, actually. Tell you what, let me see if I can build some nice, fancy asphalt around here. Connect that up there. Build that. Build that with rubles. Fantastic. And now that should extend the construction range enough to hopefully... Yep, construction office 3, 4... There we go. We're able to get all of these construction offices engaged with the construction of, hopefully, the cooling towers. Very, very important indeed. All right. Also, what I'll do, I'll see if I can connect this road up here. Now, I haven't really faffed around with this road for a good long time. However, it might now be a good time to do that. And therefore, it'll end up increasing the construction range just by hopefully enough to make a bit of a difference. Oh, also, yeah, I should have highlighted that the construction of the big old bridge is progressing along at quite a pace, actually. I mean, it does look absolutely bananas. I still can't get over how crazy it looks. However, that's coming along at a fairly nice pace as well. Again, there's no real rush to getting that done. The sooner that it is done, the better, really, as far as I'm concerned, obviously. But it's not necessarily terrible. A train depot is on fire. Well, that is a big old surprise. Fires do seem to be breaking out more and more frequently these days, and it's actually deeply irritating. Right, we've got a fire station over there. We should have no difficulty getting that fire extinguished in record-breaking time. What does record-breaking time for fire extinguishing look like? Well, you're about to see, aren't you? You're about to see. Okay, also, let's have our episode checkup on the tunnel progress. 78.21%. So there you go. We're definitely getting there. Just not very fast. Also, the food system seems to be working pretty well, actually, I would say. Are we supplying 100% of our own food? Probably not. I mean, the sheer amount of food that is actually required is just obscene. To be honest, I think we need to get more distribution offices to help with the distribution of food. It's literally incredible. It is literally incredible. Let's also enable electronics. Yeah. Cool. Yeah, it's a huge amount of resource that is needing to be transported, and we're trying our best. We're trying our best. Right. So, did this train unload all of its chemicals? It's got 45 tons of chemicals on board. I mean, that's not great, but that's fine. The Frida is jetting across to the other side of the world. The Volgobalt is actually almost here. And, oh wow, so's the Hercules that has got a bunch of gravel on board. Well, that's fantastic. That is really, really good to see. Are we still at maximum chemical capacity? We're not. So that is just an immediate step in the right direction. What about here? We cannot store or export plastics. Not good. Not good at all, actually. Not good at all. We maybe should think about getting some more some more warehouse storage. But in saying that, that's not really super necessary. Yeah, I think, truth be told, once we get the Frida up and running, things will just work a little bit smoother. We're going to switch the Volgobalt off, as I've already said, and we will instead move to just a setup where we just have one singular Frida vessel, you know, crossing the ocean. This is, by the way, in addition to all of the current trucks that we have, you know, jetting across from Chemgrad and the plastics factory, driving all the way across the big old bridge up at the top of the map as well. So, you know, we're moving a significant number of chemicals now, which is quite exciting. All right, let's watch this Volgobalt get in here. And after the Volgobalt is in here, I think I'm actually going to officially announce that we are going to move all of the resources across officially. Well, the construction offices, anyway, are officially going to be collecting resources locally as opposed to driving all the way up to Mini Constructo, which is pretty great. Mechanical components and electronic components, we don't actually have any of those being moved across at this moment in time. Am I bothered about that? No, not really. Concrete and asphalt still is going to be made in Mini Constructo. I think it's probably just a little bit easier rather than building a concrete and an asphalt plant out here. Although we definitely could do it. And we might as well. Anyway, yes, I'm just keeping a very, very close eye on this Volgobalt to make sure that it is able to unload all of its goodies. Because when it's done unloading all of its goodies, it's immediately going to be moved into storage, at least for a while, and then it's and then we can go back to, you know, using it for purely exports as soon as we set up a brand new export route, which I have yet to do. And in fact, we have yet to move resources over to export to the export harbor quite yet, but we'll worry about that in just a second. Okay, cool. All right, the Frida is looking good. Volgobalt is almost done as well. How the heck? Oh, you're loading. Volgobalt is loading. No. I need to... Don't load. Just unload everything. Chemicals, plastics. Go back to the Koby harbor, please. There we go. And then unload all of this and then wait until unloaded. Yeah. So we need to leave you on... Wait until unloaded, please. Oh, no, this is the Frida. Why did I do this with the flippin'... Okay. Copy schedule there. Koby. Yeah, go to Koby. You need to load chemicals at Koby. You don't need to wait until unloaded. That's fine. Do not load chemicals. Sorry, do not unload chemicals. Do not unload plastics. Alright, I made a real dog's dinner out of that, didn't I? Right, the Volgobalt. The Volgobalt. Just go to Koby. Turn around, go to Koby. And you can also go to Koby. Yeah, again, not entirely sure why we're having to go this far out into the ocean in order to turn around and come back. But there you go. There you have it. Just get the Volgobalt cleaned up, and that will be me a very happy chappy. Right, how are we doing over at the greenhouse? We're doing very, very well over at the greenhouse. In fact, we're doing very, very well pretty much everywhere. I mean, Chemgrad is great. The only thing that we can possibly do, the only thing that we could possibly do is really just increase the number of people that we have working here. Now, what's the status when it comes to education in this town? Not bad, actually. It's not bad. I'm just noticing that 58 workers can't work because of a low education level. Is that because the school is too far to access? It's because the school is too far to access. You know why the school is too far to access? It's because the roads are all made of dirt. That's right. You heard it here first, folks. I'm actually going to do it. I'm actually legitimately going to do it. I'm actually going to build asphalt road for pretty much everyone in the town of Koby. I didn't think that I would ever actually do this. However, everyone is now stupid. Everyone has no education level. And that's actually becoming a real problem. We can't have this place just be a ghost town. So we need to get the roads upgraded. It's going to cost me a fair bit of money, but you know what? It's going to be worth it. It's going to be worth it. I've teased it for long enough. I feel we should absolutely do it. Okay. Just every single road that I can see. Not the paths, though. We don't want to go too overboard. We don't want to give them too much stuff all at once, do we? No, that would be a terrible idea. Then they might start to think for themselves. We can't have that. We cannot have that, comrade. We cannot have that. They might start to question their working conditions at the oil factory. We can't have that. Absolutely not. Okay. Keep it coming. Keep it coming. Keep it coming. All the way down here. Wonderful. I tell you what, though. It ain't looking half bad. It ain't looking half bad. All of these arrows kind of, you know, jumping around, all excited and all that. Looks a little bit funky, but yeah, whatever. Okay, upgrade the road to the pub. That's really the only road that needs to be upgraded as a priority, to be honest. There we go. Alright, these roads don't necessarily need to be upgraded, but that'll probably make a little bit of a difference. Brilliant. Brilliant, brilliant, brilliant. That's it, I think, right? That's it? That's absolutely everything. Yep, that's absolutely everything. Of course, there is the gravel road over here, which also needs to be upgraded. Similarly important. Yeah. Alright, then the kindergarten over there. Alright, let's see how much this hurts. It's probably going to be quite a lot. I'm estimating 300,000 rubles, so down to 1.4 million. Wow, okay, it was closer to 600,000 rubles, actually. Yikes. Okay, well, you know what? As it turns out, we've just, like, you know, dramatically increased the walking distance for pretty much everyone. I did say that I didn't want to upgrade all of the paths, like, right now. And I don't want to upgrade all the paths. I just want to upgrade a couple of, like, really key paths that go to schools. Mostly schools. The fact that I was starting to see a couple of people who couldn't work because of low education level kind of defeats the point of having a university if you're not even able to educate people in schools. Like, it's a real problem. Like, that is a big old problem. So any sort of, you know, like, access paths to schools, to kindergartens, that sort of stuff, let's see if we can try and get that, you know, properly gravelified. Yeah. All right. You know, that's not looking too shabby, and I don't know if that's really going to lead to an immediate uptick, but certainly that's my hope. That is my hope. Yeah. So every area is now fully concreted. Goodness gracious me. Koby looks like an entirely different town. It actually looks like a legitimate place that somebody might not hate living at. And that's kind of what I'm after, right? Where the heck did the Volgobalt go? I told you to go to Koby. And yet here you are not going to Koby. It's unbelievable, actually. Okay, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to get you to go to Shipsky. The Volgobalt. Go to Shipsky. Go to... Okay, alright. Can't go to... When you get to Shipsky, inevitably because you will, unload absolutely everything, and then wait until unloaded. Okay? Try again? No idea why you're just refusing to work, but that's fine, I guess. I mean, we ended up with a bunch of materials over here anyway, which is great. We've got steel, we've got prefab panels, we've got boards, we've got the whole shebang. That's great. Anything that we want built can be built now. It's fantastic. It's great. It's really, really good. Cool. Fine. Let's go back to actually dealing with a nuclear power plant, which is, frankly, what I want to deal with. Right. So it actually looks like all of this piping infrastructure is done. And we're now onto the cooling tower. The gravel road has been built. It does look like this is slightly out of range. How much is that going to cost me to build? 400,000 rubles in order to build it by quick build. I'm going to just take that. I think that's what I want to do. We do need 2 cooling towers connected before things start to work. We do have a whole bunch of nuclear fuel ready to rock and roll, which is great. Maybe we'll be able to operate with just 1 cooling tower, actually. I probably should operate with 2. Whether I can operate with 1 and whether I should operate with 1, vastly different questions. Vastly different questions. Also, I should just clarify, is the fire station within range of... Yes, it's within range of this nuclear reactor, which is very, very good. Also, I'm going to sell these fire trucks, which I know sounds like really, really stupid. Like, what are you doing, potato? But I'm actually going to buy modded fire trucks, which are slightly better at being fire trucks. The AP5-53213. So there we go. Yeah, so it takes slightly more firefighters, but I think I would just rather have, you know, a top-tier firefighting service as opposed to, you know, a bit of a lackluster brigade of chumps who don't really know what they're doing. So there we go. Not all cooling towers are connected. It looks like we can only operate with 2 cooling towers, which is actually not too much of a problem. I suspect that we will... What the heck is this? Ah. I mean, this is a bit of an issue, to be honest. So first of all, we need to get another signal up here. We need to get another signal down here as well. We actually have 2 independent problems there, but kind of mixed problems. Right, we need to make sure that these teething problems are all worked out, because when we start producing nuclear power, there's going to be no way to stop producing nuclear power. Like, we're going to need to commit to it. We have to commit to it. In fact, are we actually producing any nuclear power? We're not. We're not producing any nuclear power at the moment. But that's fine. Okay, we need more coal, and again, we've got another issue with coal. We've got far too much iron coming in here, so let's remove that. So it's now only 2 trains. Now only 2 iron trains are going to wait until they're fully unloaded before leaving the steel mill. All right, the rest of the iron trains are just going to pop in for a quick little refill. It's probably the way that it should be. Probably the way that it should be. All right, let's also turn you around as well and get you to go back. Cool. All right. You know, again, there's always these little teething problems, but I'm reasonably happy with how this area is working now, to be honest. In fact, more than reasonably happy. I'm very happy with how this area is working. It's working pretty darned well. As long as we can sort of nail down the issues that we're having with regards to chemical transport, then we will be totally fine. But we've actually just got far too many. We've got far too many plastics and far too many chemicals. Yeah, that's literally the entire problem. That's literally the entire problem. Are we manufacturing electronics? Why are we not able to export electronics? Why the heck are we not able to make electronics? Or we are able to make them, but we're just not moving them as much as we need to. Right, what is this? Medium distribution office number 2, I think? Okay, now you load up from... Yeah, so you do the resource transports between... Oh, goodness gracious me. What is this? This is the Industry Grad Road Cargo Station. Okay, so you load up electronic components here? Wait, you load up electronic components here? And take them into... this area? Okay, goodness gracious me, I'm lost in this whole system. The fact of the matter is that this whole system was set up before. Okay, load electronics from there. Will that make any difference? And then unload, yeah, unload electronics like into the main system. So we pick the electronics up from here. Great. Fantastic. We move them over here. Brilliant. Brilliant. That makes kind of a little bit of sense. Okay, what I'm trying to basically say is I'm confused by this whole setup. It probably needs to be redone. The reason that it's so confusing is because it was done over 2 patches, so distribution offices used to be a lot less capable than they are now. And that's why there's all of these, like, weird orders in place. Because, I mean, now we could just do it, like, with 1 single distribution office, whereas in the past I had 3. Either way, that's fine. Okay, we've got 16 tons of electronics now. I don't know if we have a... What the heck is going on here? What is actually going on here? I'm so angry. What is this nonsense? We're trying to get into a gas station? Is that what the issue is? Is this a bug again? This is... Okay, so you're going to get sold. And you're going to get sold too. These are both completely not required things. That seems to happen. That seems to be a bug that happens fairly regularly. So an excavator will get stuck behind two... It'll get stuck behind two oil tankers. That is a little bit of a funny one. And I guess kind of explains why there's been so many delays. But that's fine. Right, Potatograd Road Cargo Station... Potatograd Medium Distribution Office 2. Okay, so this is the distribution office that is actually moving electronics to where they need to go. Okay, brilliant. Brilliant. I'm happy with that. That's great. As long as we're able to get some electronics moved over here, then that is brilliant. Cool. Nope. Yes, you. Hold on. Give me 2 seconds. Load up there. Okay, so that should mean that we're now able to load and unload the stuff that we need to unload. I think this is fine. I think this is fine. Without, like, redoing this entire setup, I think this is fine. Take that. Unload electronics. Yeah. Okay, cool. So basically, electronics are going to be stored in the Potatograd warehouses, but they're also going to be moved down to this warehouse over here as well, which is great. Again, let me just have a little look. Potatograd warehouse. Potatograd cargo station number 2 even. Storage percent if it's less than 90. So we should always have as many electronics as possible over here. That's what we're after. Cool. Alright, it's a little bit funky, but I guess it kind of works. Alright, we've blown through, like, millions and millions and millions of rubles. Are we any closer to building this cooling tower? I don't think we are, but I need to build this cooling tower. I need to build this cooling tower if we're going to make any progress. I'm going to build this cooling tower because I need to make some progress. Also, there's no people coming in on that train. That's a problem. Do we have issues? We do have issues. We do have issues. Right. Right, that's a problem. Yeah, so here's a little bit of an issue. Here's a little bit of an issue. We don't have enough passengers waiting at the station anymore. Or we seemingly don't, although it actually looks like there's been a little bit of an uptick in the number of passengers that we've got at the moment. We also have too many people waiting at this bus platform, which is a real travesty. So, what I think we're going to do is we're going to have a little look. Potato bus platform small. Yes, potato bus platform 2. This is the route that I'm after. And what we basically need to do is we need to increase the number of buses that are on this route. So basically, we need to take more people from the bus station to the train station. It's literally that simple. There we go. Excellent. So let's get those people out of here. And then let's finally fix our flippin' electronics. Flippin' electrics. That's what I need to fix. I literally need to fix power over the course of this episode. It's simply not a good enough excuse that I can't fix it anymore. Okay. Wonderful. Okay, so basically we've, dramatically increased the number of buses that transport people from the bus platform in the brand new housing estate right on over to the train station. And that is in part because we need to make sure that we have 100% passenger capacity on all of these trains that are coming out to the nuclear area, because we need a lot of people. We need a lot of people out in the nuclear area in order to make sure that they all work. That's very important. Very, very important. Also, what the heck do you know? These two buildings have actually completely finished themselves up. Well, that's wonderful. Well, I'm very, very happy with that. We should now be able to make a whole bunch of nuclear fuel. Like, even more nuclear fuel than we were already making. We need chemicals. We need UF6. We need power. What do we need? We need chemicals. Okay, so the way that we go about fixing that is by having a little look at the first distribution office that we placed over here. And this is the one that supplies chemicals to pretty much everyone. So I'm hopeful that we're going to be able to get 3 more slots in here. 1, 2, 3. Excellent. We scroll down. We check that the unload is chemicals. Yep. We bump that up to 90%. We bump that up to 90%. And if we have a little look, we should immediately see these trucks jump into action, because we do, for the first time ever, have a totally acceptable amount of chemicals actually at the potato grad warehouse. So, I mean, at the warehouse system, I guess you could say. So yeah, very, very happy with that. We should be totally fine for chemicals from now on. That's all going to be moved across here. Brilliant. We're moving uranium oxide into the uranium conversion plant, ready for work. So that's really, really good. I think, to be honest, I still need more people. I still not desperately need more people, but we do need more people. Yeah. Okay, I mean, what can I actually get? I can get... Is this electrified track? This is actually electrified track. This is 100% electrified track. Why am I not using electric trains on this track here? Just asking for for an unknown reason. I mean, we could get a train set. 325 passengers. That's very good, in fact. Right, get 2 train sets. Get 2 train sets. Copy this. Copy this over there. Brilliant. The whole reason behind doing this is because we just need more people to work at our nuclear production area. We just need more people to work there. And with a nice electrified train set, we should have no difficulties supplying more people. Each of these trains carries up to 325 people, which is brilliant. And it should just mean that we get above like 25% of the number of employees at our nuclear reactor and all other corresponding nuclear buildings. There we go. We're making stuff. Brilliant. Are we able to produce? It says it's operating without issues. However, it's very, very low because it's supplying some power to the uranium conversion plant and stuff like that, but nothing major. Okay, I think we're ready to absolutely up the ante and to start work properly. There we go. Just gonna move signal slightly closer in here. Yeah. That's not too bad. Alright, what do we got going on? Large aggregate storage. It would be a terrible shame if that flippin' place was to burn down. Oh, you're kidding me. Really? It's like so close to being in range. It's actually hurtful. Oh boy. Well, I mean, look, there's not very much we can do about this. We'll have to see if we can upgrade this road. If we upgrade that road, will that make much of a difference? Not enough money to make this actually work. Oh my goodness. Okay, I didn't actually think that we would be in this position ever again. However, we absolutely are. Right, is the fire truck able to reach? It's not able to reach. It's not able to reach. It's always fires that bring out the worst in people. Is that not what they say? I don't know if they say that. If they don't say that, they should say that. Right. This is making me very agitated. Right. Fire truck. Fire truck was called and is headed to the fire. Oh, you love to see it. Okay. Are these trucks even going to make it there in time? If they're not able to make it there in time, then we're going to just waste 1,300 tons of gravel, which would be an absolute travesty. An absolute travesty of the modern age. Not as much of a travesty as a double iron mine fire over in Mineski, but, you know, you get the picture. Quite a travesty nonetheless. I think we'll actually be totally fine. Yeah, I think we'll be totally fine. The Volgobalt, yes. Oh, the Volgobalt is now fully unloaded, by the way, which is great. In fact, no, it's not fully unloaded. It's not fully unloaded, not by a long shot. We need to clear up some of... In fact, we don't even need to clear up anything. Okay, 2 fire trucks are on site. Brilliant. That's perfect. Right. So, we should still be loading all of the chemicals onto the Frida, which is great. Let's get you to go back to Shipsky, shall we? Yeah, we're going to need to tweak the... We're going to need to tweak the numbers a little bit, but that's okay. I'm mostly just trying to get... just trying to get this out of here. All of this junk. Increase the number of boards that we store. There we go. Increase the amount of steel that we store. Just to empty this boat as much as we possibly can. There we go. Wonderful. Alright, and you're going to head back. Except this time, you're going to go back to the depot over here. And we're going to prep you for exporting. Oops. There we go. Go to Docksky, please. Brilliant. And then we can bring these numbers back up to 25% or wherever the heck they were. Alright, well, it's just like one of these weird puzzles where it's just impossible to... Fine, whatever. Large aggregate storage, it's extinguished. Fantastic. The greatest news that I've had all day. Okay, so the Frida is going to still do a bunch of resource transporting and stuff, so that's great. The Volgobalt that we've got chilling out over here. You're going to go to Beyond the Borders. Yeah, you know what? Actually, just go to Beyond the Borders and make me some money, because I am skint as anything right now, and I need rubles. I need rubles. Can I just check which border you're going to go to? Soviet border. Okay, brilliant. Yeah, so I don't know where my money's gone. I don't know where my money's gone. It's because I've stopped exporting stuff via boat, I think. Don't know what the heck is happening over here. We do seem to be making money fairly consistently. Also, looks like some nuclear product just arrived at the border as well. I feel like we've just made much less nuclear product recently. Also, we're now 100% out of power. Because we're missing coal. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Why the heck are we out of coal? That's iron. Is this a coal train? That's an iron train. What the heck are you doing here? Oh yeah, you do actually need to come here. Okay, so again, it's another issue with iron. And look at that. There's 1 ton left on that. 1 ton left on that train. It's stuff like that which really grinds my gears. Like, just take the last single flippin' ton from the train. Okay. I mean, what do we need? We literally just need coal. I can't believe we burned through all of our backlog. Yeah, we are straight out of coal absolutely everywhere. 100% out of coal. Okay, well, there's nothing that we can really do about that. We're just going to have to endure a power cut for, like, a minute or something. I mean, the coal train is just going to come... Coal train's coming next, I presume. This is a coal train. Brilliant. It's a coal ore train. That's fine. And that's a coal ore train as well. Oh, you're not even going to be able to get past. Okay. Yeah, we straight up have too much iron coming through now. That's a real problem. Yep, that is a real problem. Hold on. What I need to do is move this slightly further forward. Get rid of that. There we go. That makes everything better. Wonderful. Look, it's teething problems. Teething problems, yes. Just teething problems. Ooh, new vehicle type available. A small feeder. Cool. Well, that's nice. Happy days. Buildings without power supply. Ah. Are we not going to be able to supply power over here? It's not actually a coal. It's not actually a lack of coal issue. It's a lack of power issue that stalled the production of coal. And then we depleted our surplus. I mean, if ever there was an argument to transition to nuclear power, I think you'd find it right here, right now. So, you know what? Let's stop faffing around with these coal power generators, and let's immediately go straight to nuclear. Okay. So, what do we need to do? What do we need to do in order to go fully nuclear? Well, actually, there's also no employees over here. There are employees in the twin nuclear reactor, and they should continue to be delivered, because there are a couple of people that are being delivered by bus. Holy cow. The trams are dreadful. Having electrified trains, also a massive problem. Yeah. A big old problem. Okay, well, you know what? We're just gonna have to hope. We're just gonna have to hope that this is gonna work. What do I need to do? The first thing that I need to do is this wire that comes around here. This wire that comes around here, right around here, right around here. Can you even see this wire? I frankly find it difficult to see the high voltage wires. Doesn't particularly matter for our intents and purposes, though. So, first of all, let's delete this. Delete that. delete this wire. Okay? So every connection to the coal plant has now been disconnected. So that tells us exactly where, in a pinch, we're going to need to reconnect. We're going to need to reconnect the cables, which is brilliant. So this is going to be one of the cables that we reconnect. How am I doing for finance? I've been better. But we'll manage. We'll manage for now. You know, if we need to go into debt a little bit, then so be it. That's totally fine. Right, so that is the first cable that needs to be reconnected. Bada bim, bada boom. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Right, the second cable that needs to be connected is this one over here. Angle of connection is too sharp. Let's redo that slightly slower. So that's going to be the Kolgradsky cable. That's direct to Kolgradsky. This is going to supply the vast majority of industry grad, which is great. Any other cable that needs to be connected. Not at this moment in time. Actually, no. Tell a absolute lie. This cable needs to be connected over here because this cable goes to Koby, and we need to power that all as well because we can't just have no oil refinery up and running. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take the cable back to here. I'm going to build a high voltage switch round about this area. We'll use a brand new cable, and then we will transition to a high voltage energy cable right over here to build all the way down. I know it looks messy, by the way. I get it. I get that it looks messy. It's fine. It can continue to look messy. Thankfully, cables don't cross over each other. Okay, so if we pay that, pay that price, we should immediately start to see a spike in our twin reactor activity. Okay, and everything should resume. Everything should resume production. The only issue that I have is that we might not be able to get any more workers before these workers despawn. But that should be 100% production resumed, right? Get a couple of buses out here. Yep, just get people across to the nuclear reactor. We might not be able to produce enough power, but we might get close. We might get enough to just sort of re-oxygenate some of the systems. Now, we don't actually need these coal power plants because we've gone, you know, 100% cold turkey. We've just weaned ourselves off 100%. Where are you going? You're going to the nuclear grad uranium mine. You're going to the nuclear grad bus stop. And now we are actually 100% out of... Now we are 100% out of workers over here. Now, this can be rectified with just a little short-term fix. I'm not happy about it, but it needs to be done. It needs to absolutely be done. Give me a modded residential building, please. Video game. And then whap this in here, if at all possible. It was green. I saw it. There we go. Okay, sign me up. Build that from rubles. Build that from dollars. And then we're just going to manually move a couple of people across here. It's messy, but it fixes the problem in a very, very short-term manner. We don't need... This is fine. This is fine. We don't need to fix this long-term. It's absolutely a-okay. As long as we can get on top of the situation before it spirals out of control, we'll be absolutely fine. Okay. So, get to work. No, we're not allowing any workers. We're not allowing any passengers. We're not allowing any students there. Just get people into the nuclear reactor. As soon as people start working, then we're gonna be able to resume normality. That's great. Wonderful. So these people might as well despawn. I don't think I'm gonna keep a close eye on them. Yeah, passengers, students, ditch that. I know nobody's able to access any food over here. That's fine. Borrow another 100,000 rubles just to tide us over. Make sure that we're able to buy all of the necessary stuff. Food, mostly, I think is what we're buying with this money. Oh, goodness gracious me. How did it all go so badly wrong? How did it all go so badly wrong? Yeah, mostly meat and mostly food. Right, so once our train loads of people start to be... That's a yikes. That's a big old yikes. How are we not able to supply the line with power? That's a question mark right there. I mean, this is the electric connection. It connects directly up to here. We're just not supplying enough power. Is that what it is? We're just not supplying enough power. Okay, you know what? We'll have to specify that everyone in the building is going to have to work at the nuclear plant. If everyone works at the nuclear plant, then we're able to produce more than enough power. Cool. And then that should mean that all of the trains work totally fine. Again, a very, very highly temporary fix. And all of these people are going to start despawning very, very soon. But that is kind of not my concern at this moment in time. Also, we've got, you know, hundreds of thousands of people in Potatograd who are actually looking for a home at this moment in time anyway. You know, 1,200 people who could do with a home. We don't have any nuclear reactors at... Okay, another 100,000 ruble bridging loan. See, look, this is the orbital potato videos of old. This is the type of video that I know you've missed. You've missed the copious amount of bridging loans. You've missed the whole shebang. Right. This needs to be amended slightly. There we go. Okay. We've got the hundreds of thousands of workers that are now arriving. Brilliant. Brilliant, brilliant, brilliant. That is fantastic. That is exactly what we like to see. And that alleviates our power issues. Okay. Lovely. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. I tell you what, it's not actually a bad idea to have a couple of, you know, traditional, regular, you know, normal fuel-powered trains on this line. Not bad at all. Not bad by a long shot. Okay, I think that should rectify pretty much everything. If we have a little look at the stats over here, the industry-grade power transformer is currently consuming 10 megawatts of power. That's quite a lot. Quite a lot, in fact, but definitely something that we can live with. How are we doing over in Kolgradsky? I tell you what, that was a little bit of an abrupt transformation, an abrupt conversion to nuclear power. But I think it's gone pretty smoothly, to be honest. I think it's gone pretty smoothly. Yeah, I mean, you know, there are things that have gone less smoothly, such as the trains. The trains are still not really running as they should. But there is more good news inbound. Now that we're no longer concerning ourselves with, you know, the burning of fossil fuels in order to generate power, we can concern ourselves with the burning of fossil fuels entirely for the purpose of manufacturing steel. So there we go. That's what we're going to do. I'm going to take out another 100,000 ruble loan. Why am I only taking out short-term 100,000 ruble loans? Mostly because I'm hopeful that this will get us over the line in terms of, you know, where we need to be. There are a couple more bits and bobs that I need to get set up. First of all, I need to get an electric substation down here. I need to get an electric substation down over here, and I'm going to connect it up from the big double nuclear power station thing, nuclear reactor. I believe this is not working at all. Building is in the way. Oh, come on, video game. I thought we agreed. Just place the cables. There we go. Brilliant. Wonderful. So get that down. Get that down. Fantastic. And now, suddenly, everything is going to shoot into activity. And we're going to be able to make, from UF6, we're going to be able to make nuclear fuel, which is brilliant. Okay. Now, in response to that, what I'm actually going to do is I'm actually going to pop across here. Now, there are two trucks that are currently not occupied with doing anything. And instead of buying a brand new truck, which I very easily could do, I'm instead going to set this up. So we now export nuclear resources to the border. There we go. It's that simple. I don't even need to... I can wait until loaded. Wait until loaded... 69%. Wait until unloaded. Brilliant. Let's get this workload copied over to the other truck. Except you're not going to pick up from this nuclear fuel fabrication facility. You're going to pick up from the other nuclear fuel fabrication facility. 4, and this is nuclear fuel fabrication 3. Brilliant. Load 69%. Wait there. Delete stop. Head there. Head there. Excellent. Okay, so that is not only going to drastically increase the amount of power that we're able to make, which is what, you know, the whole operation was in the first place. The whole operation was you know, concerned with power. But now we're also going to be able to make money. We're going to be able to make our rubles back, our precious, precious rubles that we're spending on interest payments at the moment. It's going to be worth it. It's going to be worth it. I should have just taken out a longer-term loan, but I kind of think, you know, in the short term, we're going to be able to recover reasonably aptly. I think we're going to be completely fine. Right, so we're still having issues over here. That's fine. I tell you what, I will allow passengers. I will allow passengers to wait at the Nuclear Grad train platform. Are you able to pick up passengers? You're not able to pick up passengers. I will allow you to pick up passengers and students. Don't unload students, but you can unload students over here. There we go. Alright, so maybe, just maybe, we can successfully maintain a house full of workers over here? Maybe? I don't know about that. In fact, I highly doubt that, to be honest. Okay, I'm going to stop faffing around here. 250,000 rubles over the course of 0.5 years. Yeah, okay, the interest payments are creeping slowly up. However, the good news is that we can always take out, you know, a hulking, great, massive loan in order to pay off all of these super high interest loans, if indeed we need to. But at this moment in time, I just don't need to. I just do not need to. We're in quite a good position. We're in quite a good position. I know it doesn't look like it, but soon we're definitely gonna start dealing in nuclear fuel. We're gonna start selling all of this nuclear fuel off, and it's gonna make a world of difference. It really is. Okay, traffic does seem to be moving a little bit sluggishly in the center of town, which is becoming a reoccurring problem. Like, managing traffic was never something that I really anticipated having to deal with. But here we are. Here we flippin' are. And still we're having issues with coal, but that is kind of an unavoidable fact of life at this point. We seem to just be having more and more coal issues as we go. Is it a power supply issue? Like, is there genuinely a power supply issue over here? Doesn't look like there's a power supply issue. Which is fine. It just looks like there's just a heck of a lot of coal. Oh no, I tell you what. I didn't realize. But the reason that we're not able to get any coal over here, the reason that we're not using this area, because all of our trucks are stuck behind. All of our trucks are stuck behind this massive traffic jam over here. Wow. Okay, so we haven't actually been producing coal at the Kolgradsky coal processing area for, like, ever, I guess? Is that just what's happening? That is a big old yikes. That is a big old yikes. Well, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to tweak both of these routes so they now no longer wait until unloaded in them. I'm not going to faff around with the routes over here, because this route is just... I mean, this is just a disaster, this one, because it's all linked up to 6 individual different gravel mines. But suffice to say, this is going to make a huge difference. A dramatic difference, and it's actually going to allow us... It's actually going to allow us to start using these coal processing facilities again. Because that is very, very important that we get that up and running. I mean, that's just absolutely imperative. There's no point in building a coal processing facility if you're not actually going to use it. Okay, well, at least that solves that problem, right? At least it's been answered. Oh boy. 10 workers and 5 workers. Okay, fine. Look, even that's going to make a fairly substantial impact. We're going to be loading up this train, loading up that train. That train's ready to go. You go to the steel mill. You get out of here. Oh boy. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. I didn't realize that the shenanigans could increase further, but there you go. So that's why there's such a big imbalance between, you know, iron and coal production, is because all of our coal production has stopped, or had stopped. In fairness to me, though, we do actually have a decent amount of steel. We do actually have a legitimate amount of steel being produced at this moment in time. Also, why are we not able to continue construction over here? I think we've just finished that next little bit of bridge, which kind of makes sense. Okay, how are we doing? 293 people. That's not terrible, actually. All right. Our nuclear reactor is working at a rate of knots, which is great. I am a little bit concerned that this electric substation here is a little bit overloaded. I feel like maybe we could just do with adding on an additional substation, because at the moment looks fairly busy. What about over here? Where do you get your power from? You get your power from this substation. Not very busy at all as power stations go. We do have rather a lot of nuclear fuel waiting around in some of these fabrication plants. Not really going to faff around with that too much at this moment in time. I just want to briefly check that none of my power stations are overloaded. That potato grad electric substation looks very, very dicey, to be honest, but I can just about live with it. And it looks like the game can just about live with it too. Great. We have too many people at the party HQ, not enough people that are actually employed at the party HQ, teaching, that is. Which technically is a little bit of a problem. There we go. See if that increases the walk-in range a little bit. Allows a few more members of staff and a few more teachers, perhaps. All of that would be perfect. Yeah, the more people we're able to teach, the merrier, as far as I'm concerned. Need staff and teachers out here. Are we having issues with education? I don't think we're necessarily having issues with education at the moment. However, if we get that connected up over there, then that might just sort us out. We should probably be using some dollars in order to actually build some of this stuff. It's not a terrible idea. Put it that way. Not a terrible idea. Right, TV and radio both going absolutely gangbusters. 43% of the population have got a television. 78% have got a radio. That's great. The fact that we've now managed to fully convert our power network over to nuclear is quite an achievement. It's also kind of terrifying. In fact, it's very terrifying. We don't have any nuclear waste exports set up at this moment in time. However, I think we can set that up. What do I do? What do I do for the other reactor? I think I just have one singular truck that does all the deliveries, don't I? I've got one truck. I've got one truck that does deliveries over to the nuclear fuel dump. The nuclear waste dump, I should say. So, after you do this, we're going to say, hey, load. Not going to wait until unloaded. Going to load vehicles / containers up to 69%. And then I'm going to get you to pop across to the nuclear waste dump, which is probably very, very full at this point, but that's fine. And we're going to unload. We're going to wait until unloaded. In fact, no, we're not going to wait until unloaded, because otherwise we're going to be stuck there. And that's going to be you. All right. I'm not confident. I'm not confident that this is going to work. However, I'm optimistic that it will work. We now officially have a 100% nuclearified setup. I'm going to reduce the number of people that we actually have working in the coal power plants. Have coal power plants had their day? Yes, I think they are. I think they're completely done, actually. I mean, we're making money from exporting, by the way. We're making a lot of money from exporting power, which is really, really great. Also, look at this. Look at this. Now the nuclear fuel has started to filter in. I told you this was going to start happening, folks. I told you this was going to start happening. Let me see if I can try and pay off my my loans. There we go. Potato always pays his debts. Except when he doesn't and just quits the game. Right, so that takes us pretty much back to not the start of the episode, because we are, you know, technically one loan. We have one loan more at the start of the episode. Yeah, we have one more loan now than we did at the start of the episode. But I tell you what, I could pay off this loan. There we go. So I paid off that that first initial 2 million loan, which is great. And I tell you what, I can pay off another one. Alrighty. Okay. Wow. I've actually managed to reduce the number of loans that I ended up having over the course of this episode. Well, that's not actually terrible. That's not actually terrible. We've got a legitimately fantastic nuclear setup. Very, very happy about it. We are seeing a little bit of a problem with this 21-story prefabricated flat. It's not exactly ideal, to be honest. Not exactly ideal at all. You load up passengers. You're able to unload passengers. Yeah. So people on this route. And then let me just check this. I kind of want to set this up as the new standard, to be honest. So move you over there, move you over there. And move you over here. Right, so that should actually mean that maybe, just maybe, we'll be able to maintain a flat in the middle of a nuclear area. So that would be pretty good if we were able to do that. So what I've basically done is I've now set it up so that everyone can get on board. Passengers and students can be transported back to Potatograd. And maybe that will make people happy enough to live in... or live next to a nuclear reactor. I certainly wouldn't be satisfied with just the occasional train to take me back to civilization. However, you know, maybe some people thrive by living on the edge, or something like that. Don't necessarily know if it's true. But boy, oh boy, oh boy. I guess we'll just wait and see. I guess we'll wait and see. If this goes below... if this drops below 265, then we'll... if it drops substantially below 265, then we will know that that it's impossible to work. So that's just something to keep an eye on. We've got the ship ski, dock ski set up. That's all working fine. We've actually managed to build, unbelievably, another Hercules, which is great. I'm delighted. Delivered to Customs House to sell at full price. I hate to break it to you, video game. It's not actually going to be possible to sell at full price. So I'm just going to sell it straight up as is. And we can just be happy the fact that we gained 600,000 rubles from that. That's not actually terrible. How is this financial recovery actually happening? I don't know. I really don't know. I bet you didn't expect it, though. I sure as heck bet you didn't expect it. Wowzers. Okay, this is fantastic. This is fantastic. This is brilliant. I'm very, very chuffed with all the stuff that is happening at the moment. The bridge is continuing to be built. We're making progress on that. The industry connection, that is also happening as well. I think we're going to start to accelerate the building process over here, i.e. we will probably end up building the bridge in the next episode if we still haven't made enough progress, or enough progress to satisfy myself. It's clear that I need to tweak a couple of the, you know, coal-related bits and bobs. That's absolutely clear. We're still not getting anywhere near enough coal to run this industry grad steel mill at full production, but that's okay. That's okay. That's not too much of a problem. I'm reasonably happy with that. Holy cow. Holy cow. Holy cow, ladies and gentlemen. You think I've forgotten about the code word? You'd be incorrect. Nuclear power, best power. Smash that down in the comments if indeed you managed to watch the video all the way up to this point. I'm very, 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 very grateful for your attention. Very much appreciated. Also grateful, super grateful to the fantastic supporters over on Patreon, patreon.com/orbitofpotato, if indeed you're interested in getting some extra content and also helping make videos like this possible. Thank you very much to Banana Nana and C Senpai for being the two $25 plus patrons over on the platform. Very, very cool of you guys. Very much appreciated. All right, folks, this has been Workers and Resources Soviet Republic. I've been Orbit Potato, and I'll see you next time. Bye.